Logical question has always been, who shot Kennedy? And it seems like they want us to focus on that. What are your feelings on it?
I know who killed him. Gambino, when he just got out of jail, he said that the mafia fired the kill shot out of a sewer. They were instructed to do that by the Jesuits. Those are the same people that assassinated Lincoln. And the reason they assassinated Lincoln and the reason they assassinated John F. Kennedy were the same reason, because both of those presidents didn't want the United States citizens' tax dollars to go to the Vatican via the City of London. They wanted the Treasury to issue dollars directly instead of the Federal Reserve notes. And in Lincoln's case, it was a different bank that we were going to have to pay interest to. That's just a scam.
And I think that the proof of that would simply be, what happened after Kennedy was assassinated. Well, things must have been reversed. The printing of those dollars must have been halted or reversed, right?
Well, they never issued them. They left them uncut. They're waiting to be issued right now, and that's what I asked General Dempsey.
So what he put into place, into motion, they killed him to stop it. Because if he would have stayed alive, then he would have continued with issuing the money.
That's right. And not only is it those uncut dollars and the gold for the United States citizens, but the Federal Reserve collected gold just before World War II, and they issued bonds in return for the gold. That's $210 trillion worth of bonds, plus all of the compounded interest from the time those bonds were issued. It's now in the quadrillion of dollars. We can use those promissory notes to offset the U.S. debt. The U.S. gets out of debt this way.
So what you're saying is someone is stopping that from happening. Who's the guy that for the signature?
His name is Wolfgang Struck, and he's the successor in interest to Ferdinand Marcos, who set up a collateral trust account which has all the world's gold. It's much more gold than people know about. And diamonds, treasure. As a matter of fact, some paintings in that account came out and were sold by Marcos's maid, and she got convicted of that. And I wrote a letter to her lawyer. I said, those paintings belong to humanity.
That was just in the media. I saw that in the primetime media, actually, written about her. So how much was that painting worth?
Oh, that was only $34 million, but there are three other paintings that was in Voice of America. By the way, I wrote a letter to Voice of America because I've been asking Voice of America why they're covering up the truth to the American people. And the thing about Voice of America is they're supervised by the U.S. Congress. I sent them a copy of the letter I'd written to the U.S. Congress asking them why they're not letting the American public know what's really going on. They're all complicit in this big scam. They want the United States to, just become a third-rate nation. We're not ready for that. And what's more, our allies want us strong. They're helping us. That means Russia. That's why I've been on Russia television today 3 times. I've had an interview in the German website, which has 1.5 million business readers per month. And Germany flew a helicopter over the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt. After I did that interview, I said, is there anything I left out? They said, yeah, tell people why it is that the helicopter buzzed the U.S. consulate, broke all the china in the consulate. It was because they were trying to get our attention. By the way, Germany has asked for its gold back from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve refused, and that's an act of war. It's very clear. There's a very accurate political transition model which says the U.S. is at a fork in the road. We can either stand strong and stand by the rule of law, or we can continue our corruption, and there's going to be World War III. And that analysis, that's 90 to 95% accurate. And by the way, we're winning because there's a UK whistleblower named Elaine Colville. Elaine and I got our statement up on the UK Parliament website 3 times. When that happened, the power transition model started predicting with 90% likelihood that all of the people on this planet are going to have an end to this corruption. they're going to take back the rule of law, they're going to take back their wealth, and humanity is not going to be treated like cattle and their wealth hidden from them by crooks and liars and thieves.
Speaking about crooks, liars, and thieves, how does this connect, or does it connect to Bernie Madoff?
It connects very nicely.
Okay.
Because Bernie Madoff, he's running with a pretty fast crowd. It's that crowd that wants to hold humanity in contempt and hide their real wealth from them. And by the way, there's a very accurate analysis of who that crowd is. 3 mathematicians at the Federal Institute of Technology took accurate data on who owns all the companies on the capital markets, 43,000 companies. They found out that it's really one band of thieves. They call it a network of control. That group is pulling down 60% of the annual earnings of the companies on the stock market, and they own 40% of the assets. Now, not through a lot of money. They have a lot of money, but what they did was they took the same executive directors and they put them on the same boards. That's called interlocking directors. And so that group has 10 times the power they're entitled to. And they did it secretly, and they thought we wouldn't find out. Haha, we found out.
I think I had that in the film about on the boards of BP and Goldman Sachs. One of the guys, there was a couple of people that were on at least 2 to 3 boards at the same time. Okay,